Hello YouTube, welcome back to our channel. We are the Reese Riveras. We are a travel couple and we love to travel the world, visit all the beautiful places that Earth has to offer, and share those experiences with you guys.
So before we start, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss our videos that we post every Friday.
And today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of travel. So I feel like we've been traveling quite a bit ever since we got married. Started off local, traveling around Arizona, and then traveling from state to state, and then started traveling to different countries. So I feel like we have quite a bit experience and knowledge to come up with a list of do's and don'ts of travel.
And again, this is our experience and our advice. Some people might say something different, and that is okay. That's the great thing about travel, is that it's an experience for everybody. But again, this is our personal opinion and our personal do's and don'ts.
Yep. And if you guys have any do's and don'ts of your own, feel free to drop those in the comments. We are all ears and open to learning ways to improve our travel life.
All right, our first do is make sure to pack appropriately, especially if you know you're going to do some long-term traveling. Understand that there are going to be times where you experience all sorts of different weather. So making sure that maybe pack an umbrella, pack a raincoat, pack some shorts. Which brings us to our don't. Do not overpack.
On our travel, I'm telling you, there are some times we overpack, and I did not wear half the clothes that I brought.
And if anything, it was just literally extra baggage for us to carry. There was one point where we could have made a flight that we missed, but we missed it because we had our check-in luggage.
Because when you travel, you're gonna wanna buy things, you're gonna wanna buy different, souvenirs, clothing, things to bring back home. So when you don't overpack, it kind of leaves some rooms that have room for that extra stuff you're gonna buy. So I know in the past, we've had to pay fees because our luggage weighed more going back. We'd rather have saved that money. So number two, do your research. All right, so that goes with everything. That goes with transportation, cost of living, the weather, the things that you want to see. Don't go without some type of plan. The worst thing that could happen is you go to a different country without a plan and you have no idea what to do, and you're somewhere, the Wi-Fi may not be working. You spend a lot of wasted time that could be spent if you had a plan ahead of time.
And don't get us wrong, sometimes it's so fun to go to a country and be so spontaneous. So at least go with a plan of what am I looking for? How should I act in this whole different country? And again, just do your research. Another do is take those pictures and videos. I feel like one of the greatest things that we have done is documenting our travels. There are times where we forget about a certain situation we are in or a certain experience we had in a different country. Watching these videos have really truly brought us back to that time and that place, and it really brings back all those emotions that we had felt during that experience.
Yeah, it really does. I know sometimes myself, I can get a little annoyed when Rachel wants to record everything and take photos and videos. It seems like a nuisance at the time, but I was telling her, I'm glad that she forced us to make those videos and pictures when we were there, and it takes us back to those moments so we're able to relive. And it's crazy how much we travel. Sometimes we forget about things we've done and places we've been to, but looking at those videos, it really brings you back. Like, oh man, I forgot we did that, and it's a really great thing. So along with do take those pictures and videos, don't be afraid of others judging you, but also be mindful of others. So whenever you're taking videos and photos of whatever you want, don't be afraid to be judged by others.
You don't know them.
Yeah, you don't know. They don't know you. They're gonna forget about you. The moment you guys walk away, they're gonna forget. So be silly. Take those videos, take those photos.
But don't allow the photos and videos to take up your whole experience. Mm-hmm. What we usually do is when we get to an experience or want to record the place that we're at, we usually do it for the first 20-30 minutes of our trip, and then we put the camera down, we put the phones down. So don't let it hinder you from actually experiencing.
Yeah, but also be mindful of other countries' rules. There might be certain historical markers that there's no video, no photo allowed, so just be respectful of that type of stuff.
Don't be that tourist who does it for the gram. It's not that worth it.
So next, do have a designated spot for your passport and important documents. I know when we were traveling to different countries, we used Rachel's backpack, the certain pocket there. We knew, hey, passports go in there. Passports, wallets, all that goes right there. That way, when things get kind of hectic and stressful, we know exactly where we need to go to get those important documents, especially when traveling on different planes and layovers and going to different countries. Have that designated spot. You do not want to be stressed out trying to figure out where your passport is, where your plane ticket is, and time. And when time is not on your side, it's even less fun. So have that designated spot.
Don't come without copies of your important documents. I feel like it's very important to just have those photocopies of your passports, your vaccine cards, a birth certificate. So just in case, you just want to have that as a backup because you never know when traveling. So always photocopy all those important documents. Another do is allow time for flexibility to relax and unwind and to be spontaneous. So it kind of goes against our plans. But then again, if you're planning to be spontaneous and you're planning to relax, it is kind of part of the plan.
And that's okay. As long as you know where you're at, how to get there, that stuff is taken care of. It's okay to sit back and relax and just, enjoy the weather or just sit on the front balcony of your Airbnb or hotel. It's okay for some downtime, some leisure, just to relax and just enjoy the moment.
I think there's a stigma that you have to do something all the time because you paid all this money to go to this country and you don't want to just sit there and do nothing. But what people don't tell you is you can get burnt out from traveling. Travel burnout is a real thing. And in order to really enjoy traveling, you have to take the time to recharge. So make sure you're planning time to actually relax and do nothing because, as always, you need to rest. You need it.
Even if it's taking a little nap. I know we've done that quite often, take a nap throughout the day, to recharge and re-energize and it feels a lot better. You feel refreshed going into the end of the day there.
Which brings us to our don't. Do not overpack your schedule. Again, that just goes with the burnout. You will get burnt out trying to do so many things in so
little time. I know, because with us, when we went to Costa Rica, we did have quite a few things planned out that we didn't quite make it to. And initially we were kind of bummed out, but then we just sat back and no, it's okay because we were able to experience other things that we didn't even have planned. And those experiences were awesome. So that was okay. We realized hey, here's the options of things we want to do. If we don't get to every single thing, hey, that's okay. We want to enjoy every moment regardless.
And us being in our late 20s, we don't have the energy to have a jam-packed schedule to be on the go constantly. For us, solo travel is the best travel, and we experienced that. Summer experiencing 3 different countries in 1 month, and take your time, really experience where you are at.
Next thing, do use travel credit cards. There are so many different credit cards out there. Use travel credit cards that they don't have the foreign transaction fees, and along with some other perks, you get cash back, you get rewards, miles that go towards flights, and a lot of good perks that you can use. And if you know you're going to spend the money anyway, because you are going to spend money if you're traveling, just put it on the travel credit card, earn some rewards from that, and then pay it off exactly what you knew you were going to spend anyway, right?
Even with Capital Venture X, which is an awesome travel credit card because you get lounge access, try to do your research and see what travel credit card is best for you.
So that being said, don't use your debit card. Do not use your debit card. And if you're going to spend money, use the travel credit card. Don't use your debit card. Debit card, the money comes straight out of your account. There might be some foreign transaction fees, and you don't earn rewards from that. With the debit card, that's your cash. That's liquid cash from your account. And if something happens, God forbid, with the credit card, or someone tries to use it, at least you have some protection there where you can dispute the fees and all that, and your physical money is still in your bank, right? So another do, always have cash from the country. All right, so whatever country you're visiting, always have some cash. Personally, I like to have around $200 US worth of cash. That way, when you're traveling around, you're gonna run into a lot of different, for us, we love food, as you guys know. We're gonna run into a lot of different street vendors with different types of foods and wanting to try this stuff.
Want to tip someone?
Oh yeah, tipping for sure. Tipping all the good services that the country has to offer.
And sometimes places just only accept cash. So being able to have that cash on you is essential.
It's just always good to have that country's currency on hand at all times. So that being said, don't take out the currency at the airport.
The exchange rates are ridiculous.
Yeah, you're not going to get your money's worth if you exchange your money at the airport. Find a local bank, with when you take out your U.S. cash and convert that at a local bank. That way you get exchange rate on your money and you're not getting less than what you paid for.
Another do from personal experience. Arrive a couple of hours early to the airport. It is essential to arrive a couple of hours early. You don't know how busy an airport can be until you get there.
Yeah, or even the ride to the airport. Oh man.
Which brings us to our don't wait last minute. A little story time. When we were in Guatemala, we were driving from Antigua to Guatemala City. From the maps, it said it was going to take about 2 hours, so we left about 4 hours before our flight departure. It took us 4 hours to get to the airport, so we missed our flight. I was crying the whole drive because you never know the circumstances of that country. At that time, there was a landslide.
Both the way traffic, there's only one lane, so they had to block traffic so one lane could go through. Once after a while, they stopped it so that the way the other traffic could go through the other way. But
we thought we were being overly cautious by leaving 4 hours earlier, but again, you just never know.
So another do eat local cuisine.
As personal foodies, this is essential for us, and I think that we recommend it to anybody.
You have to, and if you're going to go to another country, you have to try their foods. All right, and the best thing that I like to do every time when we travel, whether it's Uber or taxi, I always ask them, hey, what's the best food, or what's your favorite food here from your country? And they always give us a good rundown of the best type of food, and sometimes hey, go to this exact restaurant to get this best food.
And I think eating food is a great way to experience the culture because you see the love, you see the way they make it, you taste the different flavors of the country. Taste has a remarkable way of having us experience. So it makes you understand the culture.
Yeah, you can
more.
taste the country, if you will. And that allows us, when we come back to the U.S. and we try a restaurant from those countries, we can kind of...
It brings us back.
Yeah, bring us back or even compare. So always try the local food. And even the street vendors, grab it, try it. It's usually very affordable.
And they're usually better. It's those little mom and pop shops are the best foods we've tried.
Oh, heck yeah.
Which brings us to the don't go to chain restaurants.
If they have it at home, then we'll eat it when we come back home. You don't need to eat it over there, right?
And I get it, sometimes the budget requires you to go to chain restaurants. Understandable, because we get it. You got a budget. But I promise you, there is another place that is way cheaper where you can actually experience the local cuisine from that country.
All right, last but not least, do learn some basic language from whatever country you want to go to, and be open-minded. People from other countries do appreciate when you're trying to talk to them in their native tongue, especially little things like if you learn how to say thank you or you're welcome or hello. Simple little phrases. That gesture goes a long way.
And I think it's very important to be open-minded. Us being Americans, going to a whole different country, there may be different things that they do, different social norms that they have, and we have to be open-minded to that because, again, we are visiting their country. Which brings us to our don't. Don't be entitled and expect
them to cater to you. And don't let your own social norms hinder you from enjoying that other country.
I think we've seen enough videos of entitled Americans going to countries and expecting them to speak English. You're visiting their country. You're expected to follow their norms. You're expected to follow their rules. So again, don't come in there thinking that I'm better and you need to cater to me because that's not how the world works.
The world doesn't revolve around you. So,
Harsh reality, friends.
so be open-minded and see, every place that we've been to so far, it's been nothing but friendly, good vibes.
And we love it, and we love traveling. And I hope that you guys can take this, make it your own, experience it, and see what works and doesn't work for you guys.
Yeah, be open-minded. There's a quote that we found while traveling that I really love. I think we kind of live by this, and I want to share this with others to put this into perspective. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page.
And just a reminder, you guys, you do not need to travel to a whole different country, the other side of the world, to experience traveling. It could be in your own city.
It can be an hour, 2 hours away from your city. Whatever it is, go out of your comfort zone and go experience something other than home, than your hometown,
Get out of your comfort zone, you guys. You grow when you're uncomfortable.
You'll be amazed how precious life is outside of your hometown. You guys can all travel too, whether it's in your city, a couple hours away from your city, a state over.
But like we always say,
Yep, you guys can either choose to make moves
Or
or
make
make excuses.
excuses.
We are the Reese Riveras, and you guys have a blessed night.